Burnout does not arrive all at once. It arrives slowly, and then you wake up one Thursday and realize it has been here for a while. You did not notice the exact moment it happened. There was no single event. It was the accumulation, the months of giving more than was being restored, the sustained effort without sufficient rest, the caring for everyone and everything with the slow, quiet depletion of the person who never quite stopped to be cared for themselves. And now it is Thursday morning, and the tank that has been running low for longer than feels comfortable to admit is very close to empty. You are not lazy, you are not failing, you are not spiritually insufficient, you are burned out, which means you gave genuinely for a long time without receiving what the giving required to be sustainable. That is not a character flaw. That is what happens when the output exceeds the input for long enough. And you came here, which is the right thing to do when the tank is this low. Not to perform the faith that would make this seem like a better condition than it is, to bring the burned out self honestly before the one who receives burned out people without requiring them to arrive in a better condition first. His word declares in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 19, verse 4 through 5, that Elijah sat down under a broom bush and prayed that he might die. "I have had enough, Lord," he said. "I have had enough." And an angel touched him and said, "Get up and eat." The most dramatic prophet in the Old Testament, fresh off the greatest miracle of his ministry, sat under a bush and said he was done. And God's response was not a rebuke, not a theological correction, not a reminder of Elijah's calling and responsibilities, food, rest. You have had enough. 3 words, and provision. Before we enter this prayer, write in the comments right now, "Lord, I have had enough. I bring the burned out self to you, and I trust you know what to do with it." Write it as Elijah's words, the honest enough, not the performance of more. Like this video as an act of bringing the honest condition here before the Thursday asks for more. Subscribe to this channel so we can begin every morning together, especially the Thursdays when the burned out person needs to hear that they are in good company with the prophet under the broom bush. Share this prayer with someone who is running on empty this week. Now let us sit under the broom bush together. Lord my God and my Father, I come before you on this Thursday morning, and I say what Elijah said. I have had enough. Not enough of you. Not enough of the life you gave me or the people I love or the calling I was given. Enough of the pace. Enough of the demand that exceeds the supply. Enough of the giving without adequate receiving. Enough of the caring for others while the interior runs lower and the restoration keeps getting deferred for when there is more time, which never quite arrives. I have had enough of performing capacity I do not have. Of showing up when the showing up takes something I no longer have to spare, of holding things together that require more than the holding together person currently holds. I have had enough of pretending the burned out is not happening, and I'm not saying this in despair. I'm saying it in the specific, honest way that Elijah said it, not as the ending of faith, as the naming of the actual condition, as the admission that the broom bush moment has arrived. That the running has exceeded the restoring, that the bush is where I am. And I received the first thing God did for Elijah here, the touch, the specific, physical, attending touch of the angel. Get up and eat. Not get up and return to the ministry, not get up and remember your calling, not get up and be more spiritually mature than this. Get up and eat. The practical provision, the body attended to, the person received exactly where they were. Your word declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 1 through 3, that the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. Refreshes. That is the specific word for the burned out soul. Not instructs, not challenges, not calls to higher purpose, refreshes. The shepherd leads the depleted sheep to the place where refreshing happens, and the soul receives what the running depleted. Father, I want to name what burnout actually costs, because the naming is part of the receiving. Burnout costs the joy, not the faith, the joy. The person who is burned out still believes, still cares, still shows up. But the quality of aliveness that makes the believing and caring feel meaningful has been worn thin. The work that used to generate something in the person no longer generates the same response. The relationships that used to fill are now also drawing from the same depleted reserves. The things that mattered still matter, they just feel heavier than they used to. That is the specific loss of burnout, not meaning, the feeling of meaning, the joy that gave the meaning its texture. Burnout costs the presence. The burned-out person is there, but not fully there. The body attends the meeting, the conversation, the moment, but the interior has pulled back to conserve what little remains. The presence is rationed, and the people who receive the rationed presence can sometimes feel the absence, even while the person is physically present. The most valuable thing the person had to give, full attention, genuine curiosity, actual engagement, has been depleted, and burnout costs the future. The burned-out person stops being able to imagine things being different. The hope that sustained the effort gets thin when the effort has been sustained past the point of sufficient restoration. The future that looked possible at the beginning of the season begins to feel like a continuation of the current condition, rather than the something different it used to represent. And here is what the burnout has not taken, even in its worst form: the hope. It is smaller than it used to be, quieter, more tired, but it is here you came to this prayer. That is the hope that coming here mattered, the hope that the burned-out self brought honestly is receivable, the hope that the provision Elijah received is available. That hope survived the burning out. It is small, and it is enough. Your word declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 31, that those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Renew. The strength is not generated from the depleted reserve. It is renewed from outside, given to the person who hopes in the Lord, not the person who has maintained sufficient spiritual discipline, the person who hopes. And the hoping is available even to the burned-out person. Even under the broom bush, the hope is small, but it is there, and it is enough for the renewal to begin. Lord, I have had enough. I bring the burned-out self to you, and I trust you know what to do with it. And here is something important about the Elijah account. After the angel fed him, the word says, "The journey is too great for you." That phrase, "the journey is too great for you." God did not say Elijah was too weak for the journey. God acknowledged that the journey was too great. The problem was not the person. The problem was the proportion. The journey exceeded what one person was designed to sustain alone, and the response was not to make Elijah stronger. It was to feed him, to meet the person in the too great, rather than to expand the person's capacity to endure more of it. You are not too weak for your life. Your life may have been too much for too long without enough. Take a breath here. Let that reframe land. The burnout is not evidence of your inadequacy. It is evidence of a proportion that was off. The giving exceeded the restoring. That is math, not character. And the math can change. Not overnight, but it can change. The provision exists. The angel brought it to Elijah. The shepherd leads to the green pasture. The renewal happens day by day. The math can change. You are not broken. You are depleted, and depleted things can be filled. Lord, I want to receive something about what restoration looks like for the burned-out person. It does not look like immediate recovery. The burned-out state arrived slowly. The restoring happens slowly too. The angel fed Elijah twice. Then Elijah slept. Then he walked 40 days to Horeb. The restoration was a journey, not a moment, and the journey had its own provision for each stage. The burned-out person does not need to be fully restored by Friday. They need what today requires, which is smaller than the full restoration. Today needs one conversation's worth of presence, one decision's worth of clarity, one moment's worth of the joy that has been thin, not the full restoration of the season. The provision for the day. And the provision for the day is available even to the person who is far from the full restoration. Take a breath here. The Thursday does not require everything. It requires what Thursday requires. And the provision for Thursday is different from the provision for the whole season's recovery. The angel brought what the next leg of the journey required. Not the full restoration, the next provision. And the next provision is here. What does today actually need from the burned-out person? One honest conversation, one present meeting, one task completed with whatever quality is genuinely available rather than the standard, the non-burned-out version of the person would have met. The burned-out Thursday is not required to match the non-burned-out Monday. It is required to be what it is, with what is available, which is enough for today, not for the full restoration. For today, your word declares in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16, that though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. Day by day. Not all at once. Not in the dramatic moment of full restoration. Day by day. The burned-out person who is being renewed day by day does not feel the renewal on the burned-out Thursday. They feel it over weeks and months as the daily receiving accumulates into something that begins to look like restored, day by day. This is one of the days. Lord, I have had enough. I bring the burned-out self to you, and I trust you know what to do with it. Father, I want to ask for permission, specifically, permission to receive today instead of only giving. The burned-out person almost always reached burnout through the sustained pattern of giving without proportionate receiving. And the pattern continues even in the burnout because the person has been trained to give and has not been trained to receive. The receiving feels selfish. The resting feels like shirking. The slowing down feels like failure. And so the burnout deepens because the mechanism that produced it continues running even after the cost has become visible. Permission to rest today without it being a failure. Permission to give less than usual without it meaning the person values the work or the people less. Permission to receive what the day offers rather than only producing what the day requires. Permission to be the cared for rather than only the caring. Your word declares in the book of Mark, chapter 6, verse 31, that Jesus said, "Come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest." He said this to the disciples who had just returned from intense ministry, the ones who had been giving, who had been doing the work, and his instruction was not more work, rest. Come with me, away from the demand, to the quiet place. The permission is in the invitation. It was given to the people who had been working and needed the rest. It is given to you now. Come with me to the quiet place. Even if the quiet place is just this prayer, even if it is only these minutes before the Thursday has arrived to make its claims, come with me. Rest. And Father, let the permission extend past this prayer into the Thursday itself. Let the burned-out person carry the permission into the day. Not the permission to abandon what is genuinely needed from them. The permission to pace the giving, to receive what the day offers, as well as produce what the day requires. To protect small margins of the day for the restoration that the giving requires to be sustainable. The burned-out person does not need a vacation to begin restoring. They need margins, small ones, daily ones, the 5 minutes that are genuinely quiet, the walk that happens instead of the email, the conversation that ends when it should, rather than continuing past the point of genuine presence. The small acts of receiving that accumulated over days begin to reverse what the accumulated giving depleted. Your word declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 46, verse 10, to be still and know that I am God. The The knowing comes from the still, and the still is available in margins, small ones, today. This Thursday, the burned-out person who finds the margins and uses them for the still is the burned-out person who begins the day-by-day renewing today rather than waiting for the season that has more margin. Lord, I have had enough. I bring the burned-out self to you, and I trust you know what to do with it. Father, as this prayer closes, I want to receive something true about the burned-out person who came here this morning. You came. That is the thing. The person who has had enough found the enough to come here. The burned-out person who does not know where to begin found the beginning. That is not a small thing. Under the broom bush, Elijah was done, and he was still talking to God. The doneness did not end the relationship. It brought the honest condition of the relationship into full view, and God met the honest condition with food and rest and the still small voice and a new direction and the information that Elijah was not alone as he believed he was. 7,000 who had not bowed to Baal. The burned-out person is almost never as alone in the burnout as the burnout makes it feel. You are not alone in this. The burned-out season has its community. The people who understand this specific condition, the ones who have been under their own broom bush and who know what it costs and what the provision looks like. They are real. And something about Elijah's story that is easy to miss. He thought he was the only one left. He was wrong. 7,000 had not bowed. The burned-out person almost always believes their burnout is uniquely shameful, that everyone else is managing better, that the people around them do not know this level of depletion. They are almost always wrong about this. The 7,000 are there, under their own bushes, keeping their own faith quietly, not as visible as the burned-out person's exhaustion, but real. You are not the only one under the bush, and the one who met Elijah under his is the same one meeting you under yours. Your word declares in the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 26 that the Spirit helps us in our weakness. When we do not know what we ought to pray for, the Spirit himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. The Spirit prays what the burned-out person cannot. The wordless groans, the prayer that has no words left, the intercession that happens when the person has run out of the language of faith and is simply under the bush in honest exhaustion. The Spirit takes it from there, and the prayer is heard. You came here this morning. That was enough. The Spirit has the rest. Lord, I have had enough. I bring the burned-out self to you, and I trust you know what to do with it. That is the declaration this Thursday begins from. The broom bush is named, the honest condition is brought without editing, and the God who met Elijah in his enough is meeting the person who said the same words this morning, with the same provision, food, rest, the still small voice, the next direction. You are not alone. To everyone who prayed with me this morning, go back to the comments and write it one final time. Lord, I have had enough. I bring the burned-out self to you, and I trust you know what to do with it. Let that be the Thursday's starting declaration, not the performance of more, the honest enough, which is the beginning of the restoration. Subscribe to this channel and come back tomorrow morning. We are here every day, especially the Thursdays under the broom bush. Share this prayer with someone who is burned out right now. Not with advice about recovery, with the God who fed Elijah twice and let him sleep and then asked what he was doing there and listened to the answer. May the Lord meet your burned-out self today with the specific, practical, attending provision that Elijah received under the broom bush. May the touch arrive before the instruction. May the food come before the calling. May the rest be given before the return to the journey. And may the day-by-day renewing begin today in this prayer, in this Thursday, as one of the days. In Jesus' name, amen.